Ava's secret agenda exposed. Is Pascal the hit-and-run driver? Hello everyone and welcome. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please support me and give this video a thumbs up. Revealed AA's damn secret plan for Sidwell on General Hospital. Spoilers for General Hospital suggest that Ava Jerome may be plotting something with Jenz Sidwell behind her back. The woman has been trying to get romantically involved with the villain for a while, but her latest actions suggest she has other desires as well. The efficacy of Ava Jerome's diplomacy. Spoilers for Wednesday's April 15 episode of General Hospital indicate that Ava visited Laurel Collins at her position as mayor. While they were talking, Sidwell's new helicopter flight plan came to mind. Laura felt furious over the entire incident, but Ava did her best to reason with her former mother-in-law and friend. Ava brought to Laura's attention that fact that Sidwell was utilizing his job as an escape from his grief over Marco Rios's death. She also assured the Port Charles mayor that aiding Sidwell with his new flight path would help soothe any hostility between her and the man. Plus, what Sidwell wants, Sidwell gets. So wouldn't it be better to aid him with this minor item rather than engender more ill will? Obviously Ava hurried to Windermere to tell Sidwell about her diplomatic chat with Laura, and he was really appreciative. After this, what will occur? Ava has received notice. Laura did warn Ava about how deadly DECEIT is, but Ava didn't seem bothered about it. This isn't the first time Ava has received a heads up about seatbelt and his risky lifestyle. But Ava is also no stranger to this kind of environment. Still, as Ava has been proving her dedication to Sidwell more than pulling seductive moves on him, viewers can't help but feel there is more to AA's objectives where Sidwell is concerned. Does she have a hidden agenda? Is she looking to become Sidwell's right-hand person in his organization? Is Ava's ambition more about job and money than love and romance? Maybe it's a touch of both. Perhaps Ava is seeking to become Sidwell's number one person, both in the bedroom and professionally. General Hospital spoilers. Drunk Pascal behind Jordan and Curtis's crash. General Hospital spoilers imply there's a ton of questions marks as Jordan Ashford and Curtis Ashford's crash is concerned. There are some clues that either Brooklyn Quartermain or Isaiah Gainan may be the criminals behind the wheel that night. But might Pascal be the other motorist involved in the collision? Pascal's grief plus drinking equal disaster. General Hospital spoilers remind viewers that while the other motorist isn't culpable for Jordan and Curtis's mishap, they did escape the scene of the crime without looking back. Jordan is going to be okay. But that might not have been the case had Valentine Cassidy not stopped to aid. As such, Acting District Attorney Justine Turner is boiling to discover the other driver, especially because they failed to support her friend Jordan in her time of need. Still, while BLQ and Isaiah are suspects, it's hard not to imagine that there was another automobile on the road that could have been involved, and there was a deeper reason they didn't stop to help. Pascal's drinking and driving. General Hospital teasers for the Thursday, April 2 episode revealed a very intoxicated Pascal verbally abusing Lucas Jones. He was battling with sadness over the loss of Marco Rios and believed Lucas should have been the one to die. As fans know, Jenz Sidwell's butler had quite the crush on Marco and is a stem shambles now that he is gone. If Pascal were the other motorist, there would be a number of reasons why he didn't stop. First and foremost being that he was driving under the influence. He perhaps may not have even recognized that the car had crushed, but that seems doubtful. Could Pascal have stopped and seen it was Jordan he hit? Pascal knows how much his boss Sybil thinks highly of Jordan. So, the butler might have believed he'd be in a ton of trouble even though he technically didn't cause the accident. Plus, he might get dingle-dinged for being of Spunnel Island racing around Port Charles. The last thing the battler needs is to get recognized by anyone, especially officials or the WSB. He's also skating on thin ice where seatbelt is concerned. Is Pascal the mysterious motorist involved in Jordan and Curtis's crash? Share your opinions below. General Hospital spoilers next 2 weeks. Disturbing news, surprise connections, and dangerous moves. General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, April 20th to May 1st, hint that more excitement is on the way in Port Charles. Some story curveballs are coming up. So, let's speak about all the drama. During the week of April 20th to 24th, Willow Kane will take her ground on keeping Jacinda Bracken out of the kids' lives, but it will just make Michael Corinthos more determined to regain the upper hand on his ex-wife. Over with Ethan Lovett, DECEIT suggest he'll have a romantic catch-up session with Christina Corinthos Davis before meeting with Sonny Corinthos about a job. Kylie Spencer. Next, Valentine Cassadine will try to convince Carly Spencer that his new Nina Reeves partnership will be helpful in their struggle against Jack Brennan. Ree will also get a shock and grow afraid for someone she cares about. And so, it sounds like she's going to find out Rockefeller shot Colum before Jason Morgan took the fall. Quacious Face aka Phony Nathan West may disclose the truth to Bid, and Dante Falconari pays a follow-up visit to Colum about the probe. Back with Ethan, he will have a reunion with Tracy Quartermaine, so that will bring some chat about Luke Spencer and how much he reminds her of his dad. Jocelyn Jax will continue looking for more Colum answers while Giovanni Gopalier takes Emma Scorpio Drake on a New York City trip, which will involve some time backstage at the Aladdin Broadway production. Drew Kane will also get a guest when Elizabeth Baldwin stops by. Willow Kane might get sidetracked as Lee spends some time with Drew. So we'll see if she can understand any blinks. Meanwhile, Cardis Ashford will corner Isaiah Genanon and initiate a dispute over something before Jordan Ashford makes Curtis her confidant. Jordan is scared about the scars she may have following her accident. So, she may open up to Curtis about her thoughts and get additional reassurance. As for Felicia Scorpio, she'll get some disturbing news. Will that be about Anna Dean or someone else? The week of April 27th to March 1st will provide additional Ethan and Christina scenes. It's evident that there's going to be plenty of bonding going on when it comes to these two. But what about the bizarre voicemail Ethan left on the pier? It's possible Ethan was related to Delilah Wilson and hasn't learned about her tragic destiny at this point. Ethan might possibly be the father of Delilah's kid and not recognize it yet. However, an Ethan and Jacinda link would also make sense with the manner she has been bringing up her Australia trip. Things are bound to grow unpleasant for Christina if Ethan has had some steamy experience with Jacinda and pulled a con or two with her. As for Jocelyn, she could be in great danger. Colum could put it together that Jocelyn has a WSB ties eventually and make it his mission to wipe her off the map. Lucas Jones may fall in some danger of his own now that Sis has put the thought of Lucas's probable culpability in Jenz Sidwell's head. Will Sidwell come to believe Lucas is guilty of killing Marco or swing his suspicion another way? Regardless, Ethan and Sonny could prove to be significant allies when it comes to Sidwell's takedown. Channel Hospital spoilers predict the next 2 weeks will offer some twists and turns, so stay tuned. General Hospital's Laura Wright on Carly's triangle. We know where the train is. The wreck is coming. Channel Hospital's Laura Wright and Chris McKenna recently sat down with fans to discuss about Carly's most scandalous secret ever. From harboring a fugitive to the heartache, fueling her boldest maneuvers, Wright reveals why a catastrophic train wreck is likely and how she keeps viewers captivated on the drama 5 days a week. General Hospital stars Laura Wright and Chris McKenna brought their on-screen conflict to a live audience at a fan event visit in New Jersey. The pair appeared at the Stress Factory where they spent the evening answering questions, sharing behind-the-scenes, anecdotes, and connecting with fans. The celebration included lots of memorable moments, including McKenna playfully serenading Wright with Sweet Caroline, a tribute to Carly's real name, Caroline Spencer. Key takeaways. Laura Wright thinks Carly is driven by pain, not simply fury. Carly's secret concerning Valentine is setting for a massive emotional eruption. A major train wreck is ahead as the truth begins to emerge. Carly's suitors. Carly's current plot is swiftly becoming one of the talked-about arcs on GH. While maintaining a romance with Jack, she is discreetly concealing a fugitive Valentine in her house while also sleeping with him, laying the setup for an imminent fallout. The pair initially slept together in early March and it has been hard for them to keep their hands off each other. When asked whether Carly will feel regret when the truth is exposed, Wright didn't hold back. He recruited my daughter into the WSB, she continued, emphasizing Carly's emotional investment. I think she's going to miss the relationship she wanted with this man because she wanted this to be different and she believed that it was. Wright made it obvious that underneath Curly's bold decisions is true pain. I think it's heartbreak underneath all of the stuff she's doing. Does she lay in bed at night wishing it didn't happen, that she could go back not knowing? It's just not where we were. At the same time, she understands Jack's position. His character is doing exactly what a spy would do. She's the one that got entangled into a world like this and he continuously tells her he cannot speak the truth. And as for what's coming next, Ryder offered a stark preview. We know where the train is. The rake is coming, keeping fans coming back. Wright also spoke about the significance of keeping people captivated in today's fast-moving media landscape after being told Carly always provides noteworthy emotions. She revealed, "It's so funny you say that because I didn't notice on the preview where Carly and Valentine get the phone calls from Danny. The very last teaser is me going, 'Oh my God, are you all right?'" She highlighted how those moments are intentional. "I want to make sure you want to watch what's happening in my or any scene after the commercial break. I want you to have a reason to come back on a Monday morning following a Friday." Right. For Wright, that classic soap framework still matters. I fell in love with daytime on the Friday cliffhanger. Now we have to do that every day to encourage people to tune in 5 days a week because life is happening and there's 1,000 other things to watch. Feeling the love. After decades in daytime, Wright reflected on her intimate connection with fans and how it has grown over time. Over the years, watch you grow up, and for me to see them with their parents or their kids or even their grandparents. General Hospital spoilers. Michael's discovery could put Willow on notice on April 20th. Michael comes closer to the truth as returns, rivalries, and surprises disrupt Port Charles. During General Hospital's Friday, April 17th episode, Willow went after Justinda and urged her to keep away from her kids. She attempted to be big and easel, but Justinda gave it right back to her. Michael walked in on the tail end of the confrontation. On Monday, the heated conversation will likely resume, but weekly spoilers also hint that Michael will obtain new intel. How valuable will this info be? Here's a summary of what's coming up on April 20th. Michael gets new intel that could bring him closer to proving Willow's guilt. Ethan comes to Port Charles with a hidden agenda related to Sonny. Carly is blindsided by a situation involving Valentine and Nina. Willow is determined while Sonic gets an unexpected guest. Will Michael's discovery bring him closer to proving Willow's guilt? Michael's on his best behavior, but he told Christina that he still wants to clear his name and show that Willow shot Drew. He knows she's guilty. He can feel it in his bones. Meanwhile, Michael tries to remove the stink of guilt of his back. And he might perhaps obtain exclusive custody of the kids at the same time. After stumbling in on Willow trying to railroad Justinda, he might be doubly compelled to figure out the truth. Somehow, Michael gets a hold of new intel on Monday. What or who will be the source of this information? What needs to happen is for WY to pay for the baseball club that Kai coaches. Willow is already aware that Kai understands exactly what she did. It could be time for Michael to find out too. WY playing for Kai's baseball club would place him considerably closer to finding out the truth. And Michael had better work quickly, for he is fighting a determined Willow. We know what happens when she senses someone is about to prohibit her from seeing her kids. She goes nuclear and it never ends well. Somebody could end up injured. Ethan's home and he has an agenda. Ethan is back in Port Charles and he has already reconnected with Lulu. In fact, she offered him to remain with her and her family. On Friday, he also ran into his old pal Christina when he showered up at Sonny's. When the two catch up, Ethan presumably won't give much away about his life. Other than that, he spent time with Holly, Robert, Sasha, and Daisy. On the opposite side, we'll discover how much Christina reveals Ethan about her life. She has had a lot happen to her lately. But Ethan came to Sonny's for a reason. And in the preview, at the end of Private Friday's show, he tells Christina he wants a job with the local gangster. What reason would he have to desire to hitch his wagon to Sonny? Maybe all roads lead to retribution on Sidwell. After all, Sidwell did target his mother once upon a time and held the lucky captive in Africa. So, Ethan might be Sonny's unexpected visitor as the teasers hint. If it isn't him, who is it? An unexpected situation catches Carly completely off guard. Finally, Carly has it sort of bad for Valentine. According to Carly, Valentine gets her. And it's so much simpler with him than it was with Sonny, Drew, and Jack. Who knew that would happen? Well, she's about to find out who Valentine just talked to, and she's not going to like it. The fugitive turned to Nina for help. Carly and Nina are like oil and water. It probably doesn't help that Nina is Valentine's ex. Yes, there's a potential for Nina and Carly's life to be entangled in yet another way. Things may get messy. Or should we say messier? GH spoilers. Monday, April 20th. Willow's threat escalates. Valentine's update and Ethan eyes Sonny's job. On the next GH, emotions spoil as Willow crosses a boundary. Carly faces hazardous partnership and Ethan makes a big professional move. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Monday, April 20th hint that Willow King continues her threats as Valentine Cassadine delivers an update. In the meantime, at Sonny Corinthos' apartment, Ethan Lovett continues his job search. Willow doubles down with the terrifying threat targeting Justinda, creating anxiety for custody fallout. Michael witnesses Willow's actions and may be obliged to act on harmful evidence. Valentine wants Curly to trust Nina as part of a deadly scheme. Ethan reconnects and appears to pursue a job with Sonny. Nina wants to employ someone as Sonny indicates he has a better method. Willow continues her threats. At Crimson, Willow resumes her threats as a ticked off. Michael Corinthos has just walked in on her browbeating Justinda Reckon. She had threatened Justinda at work after W.Y. Corinthos had raised up to her with joy when they were in the Bad Jane Cafe. W.Y. was pleased to see her as her mother as his mother had brought him a mail chip and celebrate a good grade on his spider project and wanted to share his good news with Justinda. Justinda gave back as good as she got and a violent catfight was looming as Michael strolled in. Now she raises her finger to Justinda, threatening, "Keep that away from our children or you'll regret it." Valentine gives an update. At Carly Spencer's residence, Valentine offers an update after showing up in Nina's place unexpectedly. Carly is astonished as when Valentine tells her, "We need to take action." He says, "Knock can help." Valentine had confronted his ex-wife over trying to use his daughter Charward Cassadine to lead Jack Bernardo to him. Valentine had made a big gain to Nina after she confessed that Jack was blackmailing her with Willow's position. But here goes Carly again involved with a man that Nina had previously been linked with all will her son won't come back to haunt her and interfere with her decision. Carly and Molly talk at the hospital. In the meantime, it appears like Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davies are visiting General Hospital for a follow-up on her endometriosis surgery. She tells Cody she wants to wait and see what Dr. Frida Navarro has to say before they make any arrangements. Previously, the two had contemplated heading off on a vacation together. But then Molly's condition had worsened and so it had to be postponed. Perhaps now they will untack conversation and proceed on their trip. Ethan's job search. At Sonny's mansion, Ethan is talking to Christina Quintus Davis, who asks him if he wants a job with her dad. When he was on the phone at the waterfront, he had left a message for someone to meet him every day at noon in the same spot. However, additionally, Ethan had informed Lulu Spencer he had another stop to make before driving to her place where she had invited to stay. Could the two things be connected? Had he been talking to Sonny to meet at the pier? Or is he at Sonny's house? Just as the other stop he mentioned to Lulu, Na wants to hire someone. At Na's apartment, she's invited to someone to come to talk to her who she tells I want to hire you. Might this be a part of the plot? She's obviously consented to that Valentine presented, namely to join forces to take down Jack Brennan? Could this be Jack she's talking to? Or is she talking to someone else about an altogether different issue on doesn't one doesn't just offer a WSB agent a job? Either way, she's talking to the person at her house and she seems quite serious. Could she be talking to someone else? Possibly Damian Spinelli. Sonny has a better idea. At the meantime, Sonny tells someone he had a better idea. Has he returned home to talk to Ethan? Because it appears more like he's at his office in the back of his restaurant. Even though his peers were force-purchased by Sidwell and he had to shift his coffee shipping to Rockstar Rochester, New York, he still wants Pagello's and Volanino's gym there in Port Charles. Perhaps he's meeting with someone discussing plans to take down Jenz Sidwell and Ross Collum in Jason Morgan's absence. It's probable he's talking to Brick, who Jason has scheduled to have Britt's Huntington's medications reverse-engineered. Whatever the topic of conversation is, Sony's got a better idea. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update.